So, late game 2020, 8BitDo released this thing. It's an arcade-style controller that can be used both wired and wirelessly. So it comes super simply packaged. You just kind of open it up, and the damn thing's right there. It had like some wrapping and some stickers on it and shit. But for all intents and purposes, this is basically what you get. Now, I'm not going to sit here and waste your fucking time saying shit like, oh, it has a really neat retro aesthetic. Of course it's going to have a retro aesthetic. It's 8BitDo. Retro is kind of their thing. Instead, I'm just going to talk about the features on this thing, what it can and can't do, the neat shit that's included with it, and who this would actually be good for. You see, when it comes to a specialized controller like this, off the top of my head, I can probably name 3 groups of people that this would appeal to. Collectors, old school arcade addicts and emulation hounds, and fighting game players. Now, a collector is a collector. They're going to buy this fucking thing regardless, so we can just skip over them. As far as the other 2 groups, well, there's things you got to know about this. The cable is pretty long, but even if you wanted to replace it, it's USB-C, so you can get a long-ass fucking cable if you really want to play that far away from your system. Now, this thing was built to be compatible with PC, your phone, and the Nintendo Switch. So if you're playing on like a PlayStation or an Xbox, you're going to be shit out of luck. Now, as far as you more serious contenders are concerned, if you are a serious emulation hound, a fighting game player, or anything like that, you're going to need to replace the buttons and the joysticks right away. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think these buttons are fantastic. I think the joystick is really responsive. But, if you're one of those people who are like, oh, I only prefer the smooth actuation of Sanwa parts, you're definitely going to want to swap these out right out of the box. Now, while that does sound like a serious erection deflator, 8BitDo actually made it very easy to swap out the parts in this stick. You see, if you crack this thing open, everything is connected with quick disconnects. These buttons are all standard size, and there's a universal mounting plate for the stick, so you can stick on a Sanwa, a Semi, an IL. God knows why you would do that. But, with all this talk about modding, kind of makes you wonder, gee, gummy, if I'm going to have to mod this thing right out of the box, it is even worth buying? Yeah, faggot. And I'll tell you why. Portability. This stick is tiny and it's really fucking light. It has enough space to fit full-size buttons and a joystick. And I don't have to make cramped up little gremlin hands in order to fit my fingers comfortably on this stick. So if you're looking for a stick that you can pretty easily travel with, this is right up your alley. Now, I've got some monster sticks. I have an all-steel, all-fight sticks build. I have a Conba Obsidian, a couple of 8-arc fusions, and the only stick I've encountered that's lighter than that one is my Panthera. And as you can see, with the fucking size comparison, there's no comparison to be had. This one would be much easier to fit into a fucking bag, a laptop bag even. If you play fighting games on your laptop, just don't you fucking play on Wi-Fi. But if you do play games on your laptop, this is much easier to stuff into a laptop bag than this fucking thing. That being said, unless you're playing a lot of older fighting games that you would need to emulate anyways, I would see this being more useful to someone who plays on emulators than for a fighting game player. But there are enough fighting games on the Switch and PC combined that this would definitely be a worthwhile purchase if that's what you're going for. Now, of course, I wouldn't be here talking all this shit at you guys if I hadn't actually played the damn thing. And let me tell you, with these stock parts, I had no issues. I had no issues with the size. I had no issues with the buttons or with the joystick. Everything felt really fluid. Everything was super responsive. Even wired to wireless, I felt no difference. I didn't sense any lag, and I play on lagless monitors. The wireless technology is starting to get really fucking good now, but you still have the option to go wired if you just want to be 100% sure that you're not getting any lag. Now, of course, if you were really, really serious about having a light, portable arcade stick, you know, for your fighting games and, you know, for all that crazy shit, I mean, you could really easily mod this thing, just rip everything out and put in a new PCB, buttons, joystick, and be fucking good. You might lose some functionality of some of these knobs and switches here, which do include a home button and a turbo button, but it's not something that's too complex for any hobbyist to figure out. So that's what I have to say about 8BitDo's arcade controller. Small, portable, quality, fucking responsive as shit. I mean, I can't think of any real downside to this controller. I fucking love it. Whatever the hell you plan to use it for, buy it. You might have to mod it, but you won't be disappointed. So thank you for watching. This was Gummy Shark Guy. If you like this shit, don't forget to like and subscribe and do all that crazy shit. You know, check out my Twitch channel. I have all my social media and shit in the description. So I'll see you guys next time. Rock on.